around the country. It's been an interesting night.
It's been an interesting weekend.
Interesting weekend. Has been crossed to one side and now back for the premiership. We keep the ball rolling here for sure. Alan Hunter, great to see you again, and we'll talk soon about the premiership, no doubt.
Likewise. Been a pleasure, guys.
And Rob, you need some sleep.
Certainly do, but I'll be getting more than you. I know that for a fact, because you've got a nice little function to do tomorrow.
Anyway, I believe you. Ooh,
anyway, no, it was a pleasure, and thank you very much, guys.
Okay, there it is from us. Enjoy this one. Let's go across now to our commentators, Tony DeRigo and Peter Drury.
His partners him in a new look, Villa central midfield. Lee Hendry misses out with a virus. Hitzelsberger and Bearson are dropped to the bench. And Luke Moore, impressive as a substitute at Craven Cottage, gets the nod ahead of the out-of-form Carlton Cole. Arsenal side makes very interesting reading. Jens Lehmann is back in goal. Spaniard Manuel Almunia paying the price for a lack of consistency, which of course originally was a problem for German Lehmann. They're without the influential Sol Campbell through injury. There's a rare start for Swiss youngster Philippe Senderos. Edu, who looked like he wouldn't play again for the club, is also back after his expected move to Valencia in January failed to materialise. He comes in for Flamini, and Jose Antonio Reyes is preferred to Robert Pires. Arsene Wenger was probably thinking about changes. Certainly the absence of Campbell was an enforced one, and with Kolo Touré still suspended after his 3-match ban for the recent elbowing incident on Alan Shearer, it is a very inexperienced central partnership at the back for Arsenal. Delighted to say former Chelsea and Leeds and England international Tony DeRigo is alongside me. Well, the first talking point, Tony, has to be that Arsenal selection for Arsene Wenger this evening.
Well, most definitely the midweek game left a lot of question marks against his side, and he decided to change certain parts of his side. No great surprise, I don't think, about the goalkeeping position. Jens Lehmann back in goal. Certainly Almunia had one or two issues as well in the previous games, and of course for me, though the weakness in this Arsenal side has always been cover at centre-half, and now we've got two really reserve centre-halves playing together in Senderos and Pascal Sigan, and it's their job really to keep it nice and tight at the back, which of course was a big problem against Manchester United.
You can already see that the pitch, I'm saying it was well grassed earlier, it's carrying quite a bit of visible water as well. There's been quite a lot of rain in the build-up to kick-off. Steve Bennett, very experienced man in charge. Angel there, the player who missed 2 penalties. I say missed, they were both saved by Van der Sar. Good saves as well, but he has already been relieved immediately of penalty kick duties. It'll either be Noel Solano or Gareth Barry who will step forward if Villa are to be awarded a penalty today. It's their kick-off. Immediate touch for Djemba Djemba. And now for De La Cruz, the Aston Villa right back. Already a little slip there. This is Ridgewell, being named in the England under-21 squad for the game this coming week against Holland. Side against Luke Moore, big day for him. He won both penalties that Angel failed to capitalise upon at Fulham. Promising player.
That's right, and certainly deserves his chance. Of course, Carlton Cole has really been firing on all cylinders. And tonight there's no doubt they'll be looking for the pace of Luke Moore down the channels and testing Senderos and certainly Pascal Sigan.
This is Lundberg. Now Lauren. Skipper Vieira. Touch back by J. Lloyd Samuel. He's also back in the Villa side today. He missed the game at Fulham with suspension. This is Bergkamp. J. Lloyd Samuel just struggling to get that one under control. Under pressure from Freddie Lundberg. Here's Solano. He's actually Aston Villa's top scorer this season with 7. Cole. Sigan. Touch from Reyes, lovely header, cushioned into the path of Bergkamp by Henry. And it's turned away by Olaf Melberg. First corner of the match goes to Arsenal.
That's right, and that was certainly a good slick move between the forward men from Arsenal, but you can already see the pitch, can't you? The rain is teeming down. Water is starting to appear in the footing, I think, of some of the players. So mistakes really at the back, so the ball must be watched all the time.
In by Sigan. Touch again for the Frenchman, finds Lauren. Edu. Difficult one for Reyes to control. Henry's in quickly. Now it's Ashley Cole. Jose Antonio Reyes has been out of form over the last couple of months, but in ahead of Pires. And this man Edu, well, he's been chomping at the bit. He says he's been fit for 6 weeks. He's been overlooked until this evening by Arsene Wenger. He wasn't best pleased that the Brazilian turned down the offer of a new contract. Here's Lauren. Now Vieira. Turned on to Bergkamp. Sprawling save from Sorensen, and Henry's there. And Sorensen did enough at the second attempt. And he had to adjust very quickly there, Thomas Sorensen. After initially spilling the shot from Dennis Bergkamp. It's Arsenal threatening in the opening minutes.
There again you see the players sliding away, and certainly players do enjoy it when the surface is a little bit greasy and the ball can zip around, but of course you have to be careful as well. The footing does give way. You see many mistakes being made, and really Sorensen made a good save there in the second attempt. Another excellent save.
The ball took a bounce in front of Sorensen, and life will be difficult for goalkeepers and defenders alike on this surface. Here's the consistent J. Lloyd Samuel. Moore. Gareth Barry. Flag is up against Villa. That was the first save of the game, Sorensen.
That's right, it was an excellent save as well, into Dennis Bergkamp, onto his left foot. You see the bounce just before the keeper. Again, he was up quickly. Thierry Henry tried to put it underneath, but Sorensen made an excellent save. The keepers start on level terms, and you're quite right, it is an important game for both teams, it really is. Certainly Villa want to get things moving, of course very strong at home, but for Arsenal they've got so much to play for. They really need to some sort of reaction from the game against Manchester United, a positive reaction to that Champions League draw, and tie still to look forward to.
Arsene Wenger would have impressed upon his players. They'll know it well enough. So many experienced players in their squad that it's important to regain the momentum with the games coming up against Bayern Munich. It's a mistake by Ashley Cole. Solano to feed Angel, away by Sigan. Ridgewell with time to find Sorensen. And Jemba's touch. Might get away from him here. Vieira is harrying him. That's all that Sorensen could do in the end. It was his initial poor kick that put Jemba under pressure from Vieira.
Jemba certainly in his form at Manchester United was disappointing, so this is an excellent opportunity for him. You know what he can do, but he hasn't produced it as yet. Certainly David O'Leary will be hoping he can do just that.
Ashley Cole. Again Sorensen called into action. So much talk about whether Ashley Cole had that meeting with Chelsea or not. Certainly hasn't made life entirely comfortable for Arsenal off the pitch either this past week. Arsene Wenger shrugged it aside and said it's a matter for the board if it's to be taken any further.
Well, I can certainly never remember a season where so much unrest and stories have actually come out of Highbury. Normally it's always kept in-house, and here we see Ashley Cole. It's an excellent shot bouncing again in front of Sorensen. Just see the pitch, it is getting very, very muddy. Maybe that may be more of a feature towards the end of the game, but at the moment doesn't seem to be too much of a problem.
Davis, squeezed for space by Reyes. Henry. Beautiful pass. Excellent movement off the ball there from Bergkamp. A touch on by Reyes. Vieira was in there. And there's a look of anguish on his face, and rightly so. It was a great chance.
It really was. It was an excellent run from midfield by Arsenal. A beautiful ball from Thierry Henry. Dennis Bergkamp picking it out. And you see Vieira there. You would have expected him to at least have hit the target with his right foot. Let's not forget about this time on Tuesday night against Manchester United, he scored the first goal. And there he should have scored another one.
Well, you can't believe that he didn't at least test Sorensen from that range. And the space he had. Game's clearest opportunity so far for the Arsenal skipper. Miguel pushed from Sigan. Arsenal might have even more problems in the centre-back department, because Senderos was a doubt with a knee injury in the build-up to this game, but they've got the Swiss youngster out there alongside Sigan. No Touré, no Campbell. This is Barry. No great movement ahead of him there, so you have to go back to J. Lloyd Samuels. Gareth Barry again. Now Edu. Reyes. Bergkamp peeling away on that far corner of the penalty area, and it's fallen nicely for Dennis Bergkamp. Trying to feed Reyes again. Vieira. Lauren. Arsenal taking the game to Aston Villa. Edu. Oh, and hesitation there, and Lundberg's in, and it's a goal for Arsenal. Freddie Lundberg, less than 10 minutes gone at Villa Park. It seemed like the goal was coming. It has come. Freddie Lundberg.
Well, absolutely wonderful. Arsene Wenger wanted a response from his side. He's had an excellent start, and now they've got a goal as their reward. Beautiful play. Freddie Lundberg inside Liam Ridgewell, just clips it over. Sorensen's obviously very disappointed with his defenders. But what a beautiful finish that is. Just sits inside the far post, and you must say it was coming, and it was fully deserved. Sorensen just got a foot to it as well. It wasn't enough to keep it out.
And it was all about, Tony, wasn't it, the quickness of reaction. Lundberg far quicker in thought than Ridgewell, and it paid dividends for the Swede. Davis, let that ball run across his body well. Now, can he feed the pass? He can. It's Angel. Deflection from Sigan, fell nicely for Lehmann. First real threat from Villa.
And just the same as that channel ball in between Sigan, just onside. Couldn't quite pull it back. And Lehmann will be happy with that one going to do his grasp. 10 minutes gone, that's his first touch, the German goalkeeper. It really has been all one-way traffic so far.
Lundberg's 11th goal in all competitions this season. Jemba spreading it wide here for J. Lloyd Samuel. Good angle ball, and Angel has got away here. And Lehmann had to react swiftly, but he stole half a yard there on Sigan, did Juan Pablo Angel.
Again, a beautiful run. Look at that, peeling off Sigan. Wonderful ball. His first touch wasn't quite good enough. A better one. Felt certain he was in, the Colombian.
A couple of fleeting openings there for Aston Villa will give them a boost in confidence after going behind to that Lundberg goal. Offside here against Luke Moore.
No, most certainly. Angel's peeling off this centre-half, and there Luke Moore and Senderos just caught offside. It's a dangerous game to play, especially with inexperienced defenders in your squad, so I would have thought Aston Villa will keep trying to probe that channel. But of course the first thing is to win it in midfield, and they're giving away far too easily.
Mistake by De La Cruz. Edu for Reyes, and it's Edu! Oh, and over by Henry after the ball cannon back off the post from Edu's beautifully drilled shot, and Arsenal so close to make it 2-0.
Well, it started really well, but again it's De La Cruz with a mistake, and Reyes finds Edu. Excellent shot, comes off the post. You expect Thierry Henry just to tuck them away, and shock horror, I'm not sure we've ever seen this before, and there it is, it goes sailing over. I'm not sure he can believe it either.
Well, we're all blinking in disbelief. 6 Premiership games before this evening without a goal for Thierry Henry. It's his worst slump since his early days at Highbury. So, no, just get to this. Life was always difficult for the Peruvian. We just had 13 first half minutes. Freddie Ljungberg has scored. There's been a number of good openings elsewhere.
Well, there really has, but this is the goal again. Just chipping it over. It's a beautifully timed run. Still a lot to do. He's tucked it away. Really, Arsenal have started very, very fast, haven't they? Arsene Wenger will be absolutely delighted with the response. Again, they win the ball back.
Vieira, lovely pass. Henry, it's 2 now. Well, he let Aston Villa off barely 60 seconds ago, but you don't give this man a sight of goal twice in quick succession, and Thierry Henry's goal drought is at an end. But what a pass from Vieira.
It was. He stepped in absolutely beautifully, timed and weighted the pass. Still plenty to do, and you're right, Thierry Henry has missed one. Well, he doesn't miss another one. Left foot drilled into the far post. Really, Aston Villa causing their own problems. And they're getting torn apart, aren't they?
Well, we wondered what response from the defending champions, and now we know. Goals for Ljungberg and Henry. We aren't even beyond the first quarter of an hour. Oh well, we put that away. Much more difficult opening than the one he spurned a minute or so previously. Nevertheless, a typical Henry finish. Jemba. Was caught there by Thierry Henry.
I think at the moment you'd have to question who the home side is, because it's Arsenal that are steaming into the challenges. They're giving no space at all to the Villa midfield, and they're finding it very difficult to really build up any sort of play to get some quality balls to their strikers. So yeah, Arsenal really hard started the game extremely well.
Here's Gareth Barry. Rain continuing to hammer down here at Villa Park. It looks like an Arsenal throw. It is. Nice touch off Barry. Aston Villa far from at full strength. For David O'Leary, Darius Vassell's had an ankle operation, could be back before the end of the season. Gavin McCann, a torn cartilage, he could be out for the rest of the campaign. Mark Delaney's missing to a knee injury. Played forward and too long of Henry, and Lee Hendry out of this match, and he picked up a virus this week. It's not the biggest squad in the Premiership by any means, Villa's.
No, certainly not, and David O'Leary has been quite outspoken in that.
Good header by Henry. Bergkamp is certainly onside. Ljungberg's made a great run into the area. It's behind him. And life was easy in the end for De La Cruz, finding Solano. Good touch by Angel. This is Lauren. Edu, hungry for possession. Senderos. De La Cruz, all the way back here to Sorensen. The point you were going to complete there, Tony, was that David O'Leary has long bemoaned the fact that he has one of the smaller squads.
No, that's quite right, and of course his chairman, Mr. Doug Ellis, will no doubt be listening to him, but maybe with a deaf ear or two, because certainly, you know, it's financially very secure club, and Mr. Ellis will no doubt want it to stay that way. But when you've got a squad like this that you think, well, if you just add 2 or 3 players to, maybe that could be the difference between, you know, mid-table mediocrity and really getting to that UEFA Cup spot or maybe further. I think that's the frustration that the manager has at this moment in time.
Indeed, the faithful Aston Villa fans now. Solano, we know his prowess from set-piece situations. Gareth Barry alongside him. Certainly within range, I think, here for Solano. 5 Villa players inside that Arsenal penalty area. Solano looking for one of those. It was Ridgewell's run, but overcooked by Nobby Solano. One goals for the season now for Henry, and how well he fed on Vieira's pass.
Did really well, didn't he, the Frenchman there stepping in front of the midfielder, but then Thierry Henry took over. I've seen so many times, he just slots it in that little 6 inches in between the posts. It's a beautiful finish.
The French connection have Arsenal in control. Steadied any nerves that there might have been.
Well, certainly we talked about the new partnerships that Villa have in the middle of midfield. Eric Djemba and Stephen Davis. Well, they're struggling basically. They cannot get hold of this football. They certainly can't keep it in any regularity, and trying to feed their strikers has been a problem.
Henry out muscling Melberg there. Still Thierry Henry. Easy take in the end for the Dane, Thomas Sorensen. Lundberg, have a little flick, finding Vieira, back with Bergkamp, forward to Lundberg. This is Djemba. Intercepted by Cole. Vieira needed those long legs there. Lundberg. A touch that took him clear of Samuel momentarily. Support from Lauren. Miguel getting back to pressurise the Arsenal possession. This is Davis. De La Cruz. Space now for Stephen Davis. Can he find a quality cross? Not a bad one. Arsenal through Senderos. Close down the space. Here's Djemba. Deflection. That'll be a corner.
Well, that's certainly more promising from Aston Villa. Good cross in. Thought Luke Moore could have found Gareth Barry. Instead it's come back out to Barry. Djemba, edge of the box. Just hit the defender's foot going through. Away from a corner at last, though. Villa building up ahead of steam.
Ridgewell and Moore standing almost on the goal line. Under the corner being taken. It's a pretty disappointing one. Turned away by Bergkamp. Solano normally better quality than that. Moore. Settles for the throw. Once again, it's an Aston Villa throw, but not going anywhere fast at the moment. Samuel will take. Senderos getting the better of Angel, almost like a magnet. The ball stuck to that far corner of the field. Not great movement here either for Samuel. It's flat from Aston Villa. Barry eventually obliges and then loses out tamely. Ridgewell. Barry.
Well, I think you said it, it's flat. The team giving the fans anything to cheer about. Certainly the fans themselves are stunned, aren't they? They find their side 2-0 down. This is isn't the way it was meant to go, certainly. David O'Leary, ex-Arsenal. There's a lot of really good memories of his time at Highbury, but he won't be enjoying this at all. His side really haven't put up much of a fight so far. They find themselves 2-0 down, and it is comfortable. You're right. Villa are struggling, and the movement all of a sudden isn't there. The strikers in here, and Angel finally gets hold of the ball. It's all very laboured. It's been given away, and Arsenal just looking to build again. So I think Arsene Wenger will be delighted with his first 20-22 minutes of play. And again, it's vital, as I said before, I think, to get on a roll again, to get straight back in, get 3 points, start building that momentum again. But of course, I do think as well that there'll be bigger tests to come, because I just can't see Villa at this moment in time really testing out where the weakness is, and that, I believe, is certainly in Arsenal's defence at this moment in time.
At the moment, the rookie partnership of Segan and Senderos, they've almost got the slippers out there at the back.
They'll probably be thinking, what's all the fuss about? This is quite easy.
Solano, Davis, Moore held it up well. Solano, it's better from Villa, top side against Gareth Barrett. It was more like it, a bit more crisp, the passing, the movement.
Well, that's right, better movement, running from deep, but Gareth Barry, unfortunately, is miles offside. Certainly lost his bearings, but the Arsenal defenders, credit to them, kept a good line.
Segan, Reyes, Laura, Bergkamp, this is Edu, Reyes judged that perfectly. Ashley Cole, a little unlucky. The pitch perhaps had a part to play in that, but it was good support play from the fullback.
No, it certainly was, and Reyes found him with a headed pass, but it's that man there, Edu, not been in the side for a long time, but he looks so comfortable, doesn't he? They really have missed him, and of course Flamini has been in there, Fabregas has been in there, but there's no doubt Gilberto Silva has been missed, but also this man here, Edu. He really has had a fine first 25 minutes back in the side.
The two names highlighted by Thierry Henry, Edu and Gilberto Silva. He said a lot of people made stock of the fact that Arsenal had a real hangover from their first defeat to Manchester United back in October. And Henry said, well, as much as that, it's been the players that we haven't had, if you like, to fill in when we've needed it. I have to agree, Arsenal have suffered in that department now then. This was even too difficult for that man to control, Henry. Bergkamp overhit it. Not sure the pass was intended for Henry.
No, that's right. I think it was for Lundberg just behind him, but again they break really quickly. Bergkamp looks up. Henry tries to get out the way because Lundberg is there behind. But look at the runners they've got. Willing runners coming from the back, from deep. Difficult to pick up. And of course Villa are causing their own problems at the moment. They just cannot get into this game, and any sort of semblance of control in midfield is all Arsenal's.
Samuel, Jemba, Gareth Barry, nice little reverse ball. Samuel can't get on the end of because of the diligent work from Freddie Ljungberg. Jemba, who failed to establish himself in 18 months at Old Trafford, figured in less than 40 first-team games in that time. It's his cross which forces Segan to concede an Aston Villa corner. Get Liam Ridgewell forward from the back. At the moment looks their best route to a goal, maybe from a set piece. Samuel overrun that, he has.
Well, of course, when you do have an opportunity from a set piece, the first thing is to do is put it in the danger area. And David O'Leary, no doubt, will not be pleased, because at least test out Lehmann. He knows well, that's where the weakness is, or that's where the problems they've had. Well, let's ask a few questions early on, and they've just not done that.
Arsenal have made a nonsense of the Aston Villa home stats. Just 7 goals conceded in the Barclays English Premier League in 12 home games for Villa prior to today. They're 2 down. Goals from Ljungberg and Henry, who also missed a great chance when an Edu shot came back off the post. So it could be even worse for Villa. But Arsenal set their stall out right from the start to put a marker down that they're far from a spent force. So they take the game to Aston Villa again. Here's Bergkamp. Beautiful pass, and it's Ashley Cole. It is 3. Absolutely sensational from Arsenal. If the defending champions are, as seems likely, to relinquish the title, then they're not going down with a whimper. Far from it. This is the Arsenal of old.
Well, what a beautiful team goal, and then is Bergkamp. What a fantastic ball that he actually puts through to Ashley Cole. But here, Thierry Henry does really well. And look at this ball here. First time from Dennis Bergkamp into Ashley Cole. That's an excellent finish as well. Again, it's finding that bottom corner. There must be a magnet in there. Aston Villa will want to get rid of it because they find themselves 3-0 down. And it is so comfortable for Arsenal.
Only Cole's 2nd goal of the season. And strike that any front man would have been proud of. It has Arsenal 3 goals to the good already, and full value for it. I almost feel this damage limitation already here for David O'Leary in Villa.
And yet the game is only half an hour old, which is the frightening part of it. And you can see in Thierry Henry's face, he's not going to let up. Surely not they're going home already. That's just crazy.
I would hope that it's only for an early cup of tea. Otherwise, why pay decent money to see less than half an hour? It's been painful to watch if you're an Aston Villa fan.
Well, certainly you must have admired Arsenal's play at least. There's no doubt that man there has been determined to get on the score sheet. Well, he has tonight. He's played superbly well, as has the rest of the side. And the reaction has been first class, hasn't it? It really has. And Arsene Wenger will be absolutely delighted with that. And I'm sure in the back of his mind, he wasn't sure how they would react, because he said himself that the title is gone. And I'm not sure my players are really up for it. They're down, of course they are. They've been very disappointed with why they lost that game against Manchester United. But he couldn't have wished for a better response.
Reyes and Sigan. Jose Antonio Reyes again. And then Cole. Nicely work between the 2 left-sided players. Here's Reyes. They create a chance and score a goal from almost every attack here, Arsenal. Here's Ljungberg. Everybody wants a touch. Lauren uses the decoy. It's Freddie Ljungberg. Oh, and Henry left it. And no wonder Freddie Ljungberg holds his left arm to his head, because why did Thierry Henry leave this?
Well, I was just waiting for the net to bulge yet again. Henry claps the pass. Instead of that, just head it into the net. I'm sure he thought Jose Antonio Reyes was behind him. You can see just spinning on there, and he realised then it actually was for him. It would have been a great chance.
Well, we're not party to whether Henry got a shout from Reyes, but whether he did or not, I think when you're in that position you take control. And look at that face. That's a haunted look already from the Aston Villa manager, who played over 550 league games for Arsenal, and has seen his old club come here to Villa Park and take the game well and truly by the scruff of the neck. Controlled there by Bergkamp. Again, he got clear of the Villa defence from Lehmann's long clearance.
They're working as a unit, that the Villa fans certainly are not, I'm afraid, but it's this Arsenal squad that's so impressive. Of course, both sides are playing 4-4-2, so tactically there's no real difference in the way they're lining up, but you can just sense that every time an Arsenal player gets it, the options that he has are numerous, whereas Villa, they receive the ball, and if they get an option, they're doing pretty well. So, but the quality of the passing from Arsenal has been exceptional. They're winning the ball back and then breaking very quickly. And at the moment, Aston Villa have no answer to it.
Senderos, Segan, two centre-backs still having a very comfortable life back there. Service for Angel and Moore rather has been almost non-existent in the last 10 minutes certainly. Nicely worked between the youngsters Ridgewell and Davis. Reyes. Davis trying to lift the gloom at Villa Park with some diligent work in midfield. Arsenal have all gaps plugged at the moment.
They certainly have, and they're working so hard for each other. It was actually Thierry Henry, that man there, that ran all the way back. And him and Vieira actually made the challenge. It's just the teamwork is certainly there. The spirit is certainly there.
Reyes. Everywhere you look out here at Villa Park, there's an Arsenal player full of confidence. Some of the touches from Bergkamp in particular in this first half. I thought he had one of his best games for Arsenal in a long time, particularly in that first half against Manchester United on Tuesday. But Arsenal will take a little compensation from the fact that they took part, Tony, in one of the great games in Premier League history.
No, that's exactly right, and let's not forget as well, Arsenal actually started that game very, very well.
They did.
The first 20-25 minutes, I thought they were absolutely superb, but as soon as they conceded, you could suddenly sense that every time the ball went forward, there was going to be a problem. I just don't think in this game that Villa are going to be asking enough questions to really test this Arsenal defence, and of course now, at 3-0 up, it's going to be very, very difficult for the home side.
Of course, that's where Arsenal's problems have been, frailties in defence. That's where the title has surely been lost. A 13-point gap between themselves and Chelsea at the moment. Surely too much to overhaul. Henry testing Liam Ridgewell. Too good for him at the moment. Has to dig out a cross, but safely pouched by Sorensen.
Well, I think it's going to be a long, long game for all these other defenders. He's just playing with them, isn't he? He's doing what he wants. And Ridgewell there couldn't even get time to try and put a block in. He was already past him 2 or 3 times. So I'm not sure what David Lewis actually can say to his side. He needs to sit them down. They're shell-shocked, and the fans are as well. And unfortunately now, this is when you really do need home support to get behind your side and get them back into this game, because at the moment, look at it, nice and quiet. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. It's the Arsenal fans that are singing. Obviously they're delighted, but the home team just looks so flat. And I'm sure that David O'Leary will want to get his players in at half-time as quickly as possible and really get them back on track. At the moment, they're just second best all over the park.
Ball forward will ask too much of Luke Moore, all his willingness. Thierry Henry, his mercurial best as well, alongside Bergkamp in this first half.
That's right, and this is the 3rd goal. Excellent work from Thierry Henry, but that pass, the weight of the pass is absolutely wonderful. It's a fantastic finish as well, it really is. And has he been affected by all the transfer speculation?
Didn't look like it. Davis. This was meant for De La Cruz, who was walking on his heels somewhat. Here's Edu, eager to prove to the Arsenal fans that he didn't want to sit out the rest of his contract and just pick up his money for nothing. He's been waiting to get back in. Arsene Wenger's given him the chance today. Djemba. Solano. corner, ricocheted away off Ashley Cole. Now can Aston Villa force something from this situation? Ridgewell is going to make his way right in alongside Lehman, almost on the goal line for Gareth Barry's corner. Nothing happening for the home side. They don't even look threatening from the occasional set piece.
Well, it's poor, isn't it? It's far too easy for Arsenal defenders to clear. And that second ball in, Arsenal quickly up the pitch. And it's been very disappointing for Aston Villa. You certainly expected a lot more from them, and they had a wonderful home record before this game, not conceding many goals at all. But here they really have looked a very second-rate outfit.
Header forward, and Luke Moore just trying to work off the shoulder of Senderos, who did well under pressure. The young Swiss defender came in from Servette with quite a reputation. And is there any contact there? Luke Moore looked in vain for a free kick. Goal kick is the decision.
Well, he certainly showed some good pace there. Vieira, certainly with a strong arm. Luke Moore goes tumbling down. I wonder what striker wouldn't go tumbling down when they're nudged. We've seen a bit of that. The referee, I think, was right in that occasion.
It was an uneven contest. Away by Senderos. Freddie Ljungberg did very well to force a throw in. In that moment, it just encapsulated Arsenal in this first half. It looked as if the ball was going to go out for a comfortable Aston Villa throw, but Freddie Ljungberg, despite his side being 3-0 up, gave up no lost causes there, right in front of the Arsenal bench. Ljungberg again. Perfect position for Steve Bennett to see that Djemba got more of Ljungberg than the ball.
Must admit, initially I did think that Djemba caught the ball, but he did get Ljungberg first and then followed through with the ball. So Steve Bennett, correct decision. And now it's a dangerous area again for Arsenal. Can they get a fourth before half-time? It's all about quality of delivery. We've seen Aston Villa with corners and free kicks being very poor. I'm sure with that man on the ball, Dennis Bergkamp, has been absolutely sublime, hasn't he, so far this first half? That delivery will be first class.
Senderos has gone forward from the back. It's good movement from Arsenal inside the area. Sorensen opting to punch clear. This is Reyes. And set up nicely for the Spaniard, but Sorensen maybe could have caught this one, but he chose to punch.
Well, certainly I think the conditions may have had something to do with that, but again the punch wasn't quite long enough. Comes out to Reyes. You've got to say, had a sparkling start to the season, but has been disappointing since then. We're waiting for the former Seville winger to really catch fire again. He just hasn't done it, of course. Now we know before Christmas certainly there's one or two problems, whether it was homesickness or whatever it was, has now been sorted out, but back in the side, his first start for a while. That's quite a good game for him to come back in, I would have thought as well. Being 3-0 up, let's hope he can grow in confidence as well, because he'll be very important for the run into the season.
It's well shielded by Moore, and well checked by Senderos. De La Cruz will take the Aston Villa throw back to him via Solano, and he's going to run out of pitch. Ulysses De La Cruz, who is a fullback that managed to get forward, but most of this first half, like the rest of his teammates, he's been on the back foot.
No, he really has, and I'm just looking at the substitutes and just seeing what David O'Leary can actually do. It's quite simply they're losing their midfield battle, they're just not getting anywhere near Edu or Vieira. So maybe Berson, which is a tigerish midfielder, maybe we can put his foot in there in the second half and just try and break up these attacks. But unfortunately, when Villa do win it, you're right, as you said before, the movement's not there either. I'm not sure the belief is quite there, and here we see again, they lose the ball and it's Arsenal that come filing forward.
Lovely touch again from Bergkamp. Reyes looks early here for Patrick Vieira. Sorensen retreating back into his goal. It's Vieira all the time he wants, and just missing the post by a whisker. Support play again from Arsenal, sublime.
Absolutely, and here it's actually Vieira that wins the ball along with Lundberg. He continues his run. What a beautiful ball from Reyes over the top. I thought for a minute he's going to lob the keeper. Sorensen comes back. What a beautiful piece of skill. Tries to curl it with his left foot. It would have been an absolutely fantastic goal. Of course, not his strongest foot. It wasn't far away, was it?
Almost a coat of paint job on Thomas Sorensen's right-hand post to deny Arsenal another memorable goal. I wouldn't even say there's an air of exasperation around Villa Park. They stunned almost into silence, the home fans. You can almost hear a pin drop at Villa Park.
I think they've gone past exasperation, haven't they? Really to a forlorn bunch. Let's hope the team can give them something to shout about.
Once again, Sanderos with the interception. So a good first half when he's been called upon, showing no sign of nerves.
No, that's right, he's looked good and solid. Again, not many questions asked of him, but a bit of work that he's done. He has looked very good.
Yet another of those unknown foreign players that Arsene Wenger had his eye on for a while before signing them up to Highbury. Those days might be curtailed before too long if UEFA have their way. The European Football Authority wants to bring in up to 8 by the year 2008 so-called homegrown players to a squad of 25. How would that impact upon Arsenal?
Well, hugely. Simply as that, and of course the last thing they want to do is obviously get rid of Cole as well, who is actually a homegrown. But there we see Fabregas. He has had a wonderful start to his young career. I saw him in the first game against Everton. He was 17, started the season, and he was absolutely fantastic. Of course, been in and out of the side since then, and it really is asking a lot, I think, for a 17-year-old to go right through the season. So Arsene Wenger has tried to protect him, but no doubt he'll have a big part to play in Arsenal's future.
Forward by Ridgewell. Again, it's organising the too long for Luke Moore. Reyes is misjudged by De La Cruz. Ashley Cole up in support of Reyes. Little dummy. Henry! Oh! Well, he expected, and we all expected, the net to bulge. Another lightning counter-attack from Arsenal. Should have brought them a fourth.
But again, it's a basic error. It really is from De La Cruz, but Reyes, look at Ashley Cole in the middle. He dummies it, comes to Henry. That's got to end up in the back of the net. But it doesn't. He pulls it wide. Sorensen actually guesses the right way as well. That's a horrible miss.
Well, he knows he could be on a hat-trick. Two wonderful chances missed by Thierry Henry. Scored from the most difficult of the three. And here come Villa. Not for long though. Freddie Ljungberg tigerishly into the tackle again. Samuel. Half-time whistle can't come soon enough for Aston Villa. This is Barry. Easy header away for Pascal Sigan. Edu. Difference in quality out here is enormous. Jemba. Davis. De La Cruz. Barry trying to spread the play, but once again there's an offside flag, and one too many really for Villa when they have got forward in this first half. Angel in the trap. Well, he's been working on that half-time team talk, I would suspect, for about half an hour now.
He really has. It can't come soon enough, and at last he has a chance to talk to his players.
And Arsene Wenger will probably have very little to say. Thierry Henry has scored one, missed two wonderful opportunities as well. The boos have already emanated around Villa Park. Freddie Ljungberg got the opening goal for Arsenal. A very well taken goal. Henry superbly dispatched, and so too Ashley Cole, who got the third to double his tally for the season. Arsenal going so well and showing a real positive impact from that damaging defeat at Highbury in midweek against Manchester United. Quite a response and quite a scoreline at half-time. It's Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 3. Thierry Henry and company have bossed this Barclays English Premier League game. Henry has scored one, but really should have been looking at a hat-trick. 2 chances he would normally put away in his sleep. Dennis Bergkamp has been a provider in the main, and he's had another excellent match. I suppose the only, as we look at the young Swiss defender Senderos and Sigan, who've not been tested at all by Villa, and the only bright point as far as they're concerned is they're not more than 3-0 down at half-time, because it's not exaggerating to say it could be 6-0 for Arsenal. Such has been their dominance and the chances that they have created and spurned on occasions. There's been no changes in personnel. So the same 11 Aston Villa players have to find a route around this particular situation, and it's a steep uphill climb for them. They've enjoyed an excellent home record this season, but Arsenal have had the Indian sign over them in the last 6 years. You have to go back more than 6 years for Villa's last win, home or away, against Arsenal, who have recovered from that second league defeat of the season at the hands of Manchester United extremely well. I almost get the feeling they couldn't wait to get out here at Villa Park today and show their response. Now Davis. And to shrug off the attentions of Edu, who has been penalised. Gareth Barry's left foot. Look perhaps for Mellberg, who's forward, but they try and catch Arsenal out with the ball down the line for Solano. Davis. Solano. Davis did well to wrap his right foot around that to just unnerve Ashley Cole for a moment. Edu got it away. Long throw looks for Olof Mellberg. On by Barry, away by Sigan. Falls nicely for Thierry Henry. Arsenal's counter-attacking has been outstanding today, and here they come again. Freddie Ljungberg unmarked in the middle. Reyes! Well, in the end, he found neither that man Ljungberg or Patrick Vieira. What a waste from Reyes.
Well, he got caught in 2 minds, and this is what the Arsenal side are really good at, breaking from deep. Look at the pace that they've got, the willing runners. Henry feeds Jose Antonio Reyes. He had so much time. He was caught in 2 minds, most certainly. He ended up actually finding absolutely no one. It should have been yet another goal.
In come the Arsenal corner, and watching practice for Sorensen. For the throw, and a comfortable game back for the German after his lengthy absence. He's number 2 to the Spaniard Almunia. Hardly had anything to do.
Well, I think certainly his biggest problem is keeping warm, unfortunately. Because you're right, he's had nothing to do at all. He'll be delighted, but no doubt he'll have to keep concentrated the full 90 minutes. And when he is called upon, to make sure he's ready. But I just hope he is going to be called upon, because at the moment Arsenal have set off just as they have done in the first half, and Villa again are struggling. I'm sure the half-time team talks were very different, and David O'Leary would have said, right, well, you 11, you've got us into this mess, you get out there and get us out of it, but at the same time, let's not lose this second half. You know, show some spirit.
In by Barry. Cover was good from Edu. to Sorensen. De La Cruz. Seagam. Campbell's going to be out of the Arsenal side for a couple of weeks. Twisted ankle. It means he'll miss the England game against Holland, which is here at Villa Park this coming Wednesday. Obvious chance, I think, for John Terry to step forward. The Chelsea captain has been absolutely outstanding this season. And alongside me nodding as a former Chelsea player, I'd be happy with his old club's progress, and what progress it's been this season under Mourinho.
Well, it's been absolutely fantastic, and you're right. Just to think, though, that John Terry actually can't get a game normally, which is quite amazing. He's been an absolute rock for Chelsea. He's a superb player, and I look forward to seeing him team up with, no doubt, Rio Ferdinand. But certainly, England are very fortunate to have the quality of centre-halves that they have got. And unfortunately, it does seem that John Terry is the odd man out, but maybe this could be his chance to really stake his claim, and after the season that he's had, it wouldn't be a great surprise if he goes on and stays in the side.
Edu. His distribution has been excellent, and so has Bergkamp as he feeds the runner Freddie Ljungberg. Henry makes his way into the penalty area and then just checks, looking for a possible pass. Bergkamp. You can see what he was trying to do. Wasn't too far away from pulling it off.
It was almost another Dennis Bergkamp special. He was the one that slid the ball through to Freddie Ljungberg. Again, it's so easy to get in behind the defence. This is a lovely ball from Reyes through the legs of Jemba. You can see what Dennis Bergkamp was lining up, top corner. Just couldn't quite bring it back in time.
Certainly no discernible change in the pattern of this game. Aston Villa feel that they maybe see a little bit more possession in the second half, but they're so worried about the slick Arsenal counter-attacking. It's whether they can improve in the final third. Here's Samuel. Jemba. Starting his first game for David O'Leary after being a substitute at Fulham in midweek, the Cameroonian. This is De La Cruz's cross. Seagown doing well under pressure from Angel, who's been penalised. And Steve Bennett. Colombian and a Frenchman clashing.
I'm not sure how much of a clash it was. I'd like to see. Didn't quite get him in the face. He's holding his face and going down. The Colombian knew exactly where he did catch him. Of course, it was a high kick. A free kick it was.
Kick against Henry, taken quickly as it has to be by Villa, as they look for a window of opportunity back into this game. Edu has just brought that experience and nous back in alongside Vieira in the engine room for Arsenal.
Well, that's exactly right. He's got a wonderful footballing brain. He's not the fastest of players, but certainly makes up with it with his positional sense. He's got a wonderful left foot. You're right, he's a lovely foil for Vieira. He has played extremely well, although certainly haven't been tested during this game, but no doubt Wenger will be delighted with the attitude that Edu has shown, really.
Certainly the Brazilian reacted angrily to his manager's comments some time ago. He wouldn't be focused to play amidst his contract dispute, but Edu has shown his professionalism out here, and dive in there by Samuel. Might just be looking at a card, he is.
Well, that is a bad challenge from behind on Freddie Ljungberg. No doubt the Villa players now are starting to get annoyed, and there you see it. Freddie Ljungberg's just let the ball run across him. Okay, you can take the conditions into account, but even so, that is a poor challenge. At least someone's showing a bit of fight. Not a lot of fight out there from the Villa players. There's no doubt that's what David O'Leary would have said at half-time. Go out there and, show me some sort of effort. I'm going to learn a lot about you players in this coming 45 minutes. But I actually do believe that David O'Leary knows a lot about his players already. He needs some reinforcement, so that there's no doubt.
And he looked like a squad in need of freshening up in the January transfer window. He'd be disappointed he only got Jemba Jemba. Of course, they did trail James Beattie for a while, but lost out and received quite a bit of flack from their supporters. And Beattie's eventual movement to Everton. Bergkamp short of the pass, only by Davis. Vieira. Edu. I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans don't want to see the Brazilian leave Highbury, but he's been asking, it's all about in economics really, asking for a much improved new deal. Arsenal were prepared to move it, but not as much as Edu wanted, so it looked like he would go to Valencia in the January transfer window and may eventually go in the summer. Here's Lundberg. Nobody really attacking the ball, but it was too close to Sorensen anyway from Freddie Lundberg. He'll be facing one or two of his Arsenal teammates this coming week when France plays Sweden in a friendly. The Aston Villa bench today, and you just wonder what David O'Leary has got in terms of his backup. Pick up on that point in a moment, because this is a good ball forward for Henry, tracked by Melberg. Persson, the French midfielder that Tony Dorigo mentioned earlier, who does like to put his foot in, a hard-working central midfield player. Martin Larsson, the centre-back, who's on his way back from a long-term injury problem. Carlton Cole, who's only got 2 goals this season. And Thomas Hitzelsberger, the German midfielder. The 4 outfield replacements for David O'Leary. He must be thinking about his first shortly. Lundberg, nicely away from Samuel. Jemba Jemba, feeling that Edu followed through there.
He's in some sort of pain. Jemba Jemba initially, he's on to challenge for the ball. He's won the challenge. I'm not sure what all the kicking is about. I didn't see too much there. At least he's getting stuck in and trying to really get in amongst the Arsenal midfielders. Have just been far too infrequent. And that's why I'm just surprised that another body wasn't put in by David O'Leary, or maybe that, shortly it will. Because you have to say, Edu and Vieira have had it all their own way, that in midfield have really 2 willing workers either side in Lundberg and Reyes. It's been a powerful midfield quartet that just the Villa players have not been able to match at all.
Aston Villa manager would have the option of bringing Larsson on and going to 3 centre-backs and wing-backs, and that would perhaps free Gareth Barry to go in alongside Davis and Jemba Jemba. Just a thought, it's certainly an option for him.
That's right, but I think all we're actually trying to do is plug holes, aren't we, unfortunately, because I just think whatever formation they play, they really are going to be up against it, because, as I said, tactically, obviously we're playing 4-4-2, but it's actually light years away. There's the movement and the pace of Arsenal compared to Villa. They're very, very different.
Like a ballet dancer there, as he managed to just skip round the lunge from Jemba Jemba. Might have been a bit of retribution in that. Bottom line, just to follow on from what Tony was saying, is it's all about quality at the end of the day, and Arsenal have been just that.
Well, they certainly have, and there you see a 2-footer challenge, and you're right, Edu certainly danced his way out of that one, and thankfully he's nowhere near it, because that could have been actually very dangerous.
It's Gareth Barry. And sort of cheaply given away by Villa. Once again, silence descends around Villa Park. The rain relentless. And you just feel that any given moment Arsenal will up a gear or two and help themselves to a fourth goal. This was short from Lauren, and Senderos did well to get there first in the block tackle. In by Davis. And it's Gareth Barry. Oh, can he find a telling cross? Turned away by Reyes. But Henry picked his moment there, didn't he, against J. Lloyd Samuel. Thierry Henry, will he go it alone here? Has support. It's Dennis Bergkamp. Just one defender too many for the Dutchman. Henry's complaining to Steve Bennett about the awarding of a possible free kick. There is one now for Arsenal.
And rightly so. Jemba, well, he's furious. Well, I'm not sure why, because that was a really poor challenge. He's tried a two-footed challenge on Edu. He's got away with that one. There's no way you can expect to get away with the challenge that he's just made on Thierry Henry, because Henry's got away from Ridgewell, and there you see it, very late. Just takes out Henry, and rightly so. He collects a yellow card.
Good advantage played initially by referee Bennett. Second yellow card for the Villa player to follow that of Samuel. Now gone. Arsenal still have this 3-goal cushion that they enjoyed at half-time. Thanks to goals from Lundberg, Henry and Cole. Hitzelsberger just talking there to the Aston Villa assistant manager Roy Aitken. It'll be interesting to see not only who Villa take off, but what change of formation that will bring. J. Lloyd Samuel, we're getting word, is going to be the player to make way. I mean, Gareth Barry, I think, will slot in at left back.
Well, certainly they must change things somehow, at least to liven the team up. Hitzelsberger, he's got a wonderful left foot. Midfielder can get stuck in as well. Whether it's going to be enough or not, only time will tell, but I'd be surprised as well if Arsene Wenger actually makes 1 or 2 changes. Maybe get Fabregas back into the thick of things as well. Only time will tell, but you're right, I think if they step up a gear and score 1 more goal, then it's game over.
Not the surest of back passes from Lauren. Lehman made a good job of a potentially difficult position. And Hitzelsberger will get his opportunity now to look at one German. We're about to get the entrance of another who sees his contract up at the end of this season. He hasn't been offered a new one yet by Villa. And 3 clubs in his homeland are watching on with interest: Stuttgart, Werder Bremen and Bayer Leverkusen. As Thomas Hitzelsberger comes on for J. Lloyd Samuel. Did start the game against Fulham in midweek, but like Pearson, who's dropped to the bench. Missed Lee Hendry's link play as well today, Aston Villa. He's out with a virus. Of course, still no Gavin McCann, who's the main enforcer in that Villa midfield. And Mark Delaney still on the treatment table. Darius Vassell. And David O'Leary's had plenty of injury problems to contend with.
No, that's exactly right, but I think one of certainly the more important players missing, I think, is Lee Hendry. I think because he really does link up the midfield to the attack, and he's the one that breaks forward from midfield. Obviously, early on he had a great goal-scoring start to the season, and since he scored 1 or 2 as well. I just think that they haven't replaced or haven't got that sort of player out there. And of course, if the strikers can't really hold the ball up, which to be fair, that the service to them has been poor, then it all breaks down very easily, which is what's been happening on a regular occurrence for Villa tonight.
Good interception again there by Senderos, who read the situation very quickly. Lundberg. Bergkamp offside. And we hope that he will carry on playing just as long as he possibly can. Dennis Bergkamp, he'd be a real loss to the Barclays English Premier League when he eventually decides to hang up his boots. But he has illuminated the English game, the Dutchman, in his time at Highbury. Vieira suggesting that Chemba is making a meal of that. Almost an early bath for him down there amidst the mud and the water.
Well, he better be careful. He's getting a bit of his own medicine back here. Vieira again, it is a poor challenge from behind. Steve Bennett, I think, realises with the conditions, we'll let that one go.
The situation of the bite a bit there. As Jemba went to ground, here is De La Cruz. A high boot there by Reyes, right in front of referee Bennett. The Villa fans protested, not too many arms went up amongst the players down there. It's a long ball from Barry. Once again, this impressive young Swiss defender, Philippe Senderos, sees away the danger. Reyes. Just too long for Henry. David O'Leary is preparing a second substitution. Mathieu Berson, the aforementioned Frenchman, is going to come on shortly for Jemba.
Their passing game really has been poor, hasn't it, Aston Villa? Not a lot of movement. And Jemba, Roy Aitken there's just saying, how is your leg? Let's just bring you off anyway, but certainly at least he's got stuck in. I think he's got a yellow card, so it might be the safest bet to take him off. Berson will just fill into the same position in midfield. But again, they're still playing the straight 4-4-2. There's no change in actual formation, just personnel, so still going to find it very difficult. But of course, that's what really all David O'Leary can do.
Ulysses De La Cruz with the Villa throw. Still a little over a quarter of the match to go. Berson finding Hitzelsberger. Berson put under unnecessary pressure at times. Aston Villa passed the ball around poorly today. Hasn't aided their cause, certainly. Here's Henry. Oh, beautifully disguised pass. And offside against Freddie Ljungberg. I wonder how much was in that.
Well, my first instincts say it wasn't offside. Looking at it again, that is ever so close. Was there daylight? Well, certainly gone with the Villa defenders anyway.
Wonderful disguise on the pass, wasn't it, from Thierry Henry. Here's De La Cruz. The Villa players getting forward in this attack. Barry has dropped into that left-back berth following the departure of Samuel. This is Berson. Ridgewell wants the return, and Solano couldn't provide it.
He's certainly enjoying himself. And at last we have some Arsenal players with smiles on their faces. Mind you, if you can't enjoy this sort of form, you'll enjoy nothing. And certainly Thierry Henry, no doubt, would like to score 1 or 2 more goals tonight. But I've already had 3.
And there weren't too many smiles at Highbury on Tuesday. There were some broad ones around amongst the Arsenal fans and players and management staff today, because they are cruising to 3 points here. Won't be enough to lift them back into second. Certainly Arsenal before a ball was kicked, would have expected to have finished in the top 2. If they don't, they'd have to pre-qualify for the Champions League, and that would be almost unknown territory for them. But they're still in this season's Premier European club competition. Bayern Munich to come. Nicely done. Davis trying to find the slide rule pass, and Lehmann was quick to read any impending danger. Good concentration from the returning Arsenal goalkeeper. Free kick against Vieira.
Unfortunately, it's more like a training game, isn't it now? And the crowd as well aren't really getting their team going, but at least Hitzelsberger here, he's trying, but of course he's up against Vieira. And that's a tough ask in anyone's language. It was a wonderful battle between Keane and Vieira on Tuesday night, but there really is a mismatch out there tonight. It is very comfortable. And what has Arsene Wenger learnt then tonight? Well, I think some of the questions posed, his players have answered fully, but I think the really important questions is only going to become asked, I think, against Bayern Munich. I think that's the big one. And very important to build momentum, and of course this sort of performance will do exactly that, because they haven't been tested, I think, in the right areas. But all they can do is beat what's in front of them. That's exactly what they're doing this moment in time. So, full marks so far.
Here's Solano. Difficult ball for Luke Moore to control, and indeed for Lehmann. It came quickly at him as it ricocheted off Sigan. Just need a little rub of the green, Villa in and around the Arsenal goal to try and give them some hope, and that's better harassing from Aston Villa. We haven't seen too much of that today, but equally good from Vieira. And now they're into their stride, Arsenal. It's Reyes and Mellberg for company. Early ball in, looks for Ljungberg. It's the right idea.
Well, that really was a wonderful ball from Reyes, but Patrick Vieira, I was just about to say he was the one lacking concentration, giving the ball away, but he won it back and stormed upfield. He really is immense.
It's almost as if he was stung individually, Tony, losing out to his battle, particularly in that second half against Roy Keane.
And I think you're right, and of course he was the one that scored the opening goal, and everything looked so rosy. But Keane and Scholes in particular, I thought they were absolutely wonderful, and you're right, Vieira, as well as a lot of the other players, come off second best.
Gareth Barry. Hitzelsberger. Good climb by Solano. Everybody flat-footed though for Villa. Nobody really expecting, I think, Solano to win such a clean header. And very tight for Moore, and eventually he was foul, Vieira. He looks pretty tired at the moment. I wonder if Patrick Vieira is going to get a rest shortly. Germany and Fabregas both on the bench. And right on cue, Pat Rice organising the switches. Barry. Only by Lehmann. Pearson. Cruz. Nice into the path of Solano. De La Cruz. This is Villa at their best now, and Angel scores a fabulous goal. Goodness me, where did that come from? It's not been in keeping with Aston Villa's performance today, but that's as good a team goal as you'll see.
It certainly is. Now the right-hand side, Solano and De La Cruz, great interchange. Both Arsenal players going for the same ball. Can he pick someone out? Yes, he can. Juan Pablo Angel just slots that one, absolutely beautiful. He'll be delighted with the ball in. Still had plenty to do. And you're right, where did that come from? Well, it's delighted the Villa fans. And no doubt will delight the manager. And could they be on their way back?
Well, it's given them a little bit of light at the end of a seemingly very dark tunnel as Robert Pires comes on with fresh legs now for Arsenal. Dennis Bergkamp has departed, and Flamini replaces Edu. Angel scored his first goal in 14 games at Fulham in midweek. 2-2 now for the Colombian, and it's a refreshed Aston Villa. Surely not one of the great comebacks of all time here. It's a great ball in, and Lehmann at full stretch, and it's going to fall for Solano. Probably had a chance to get a second touch on that. Lehmann was out of his goal.
Well, it's taken 70-odd minutes. We've actually got a game on now. Juan Pablo Angel, a wonderful ball in, and Lehmann actually did very, very well. And just when you thought Verson would smack it in, it went. Alberto Solano. Here again, Lehmann, that really is good goalkeeping, brave goalkeeping in front of the two Villa players. Didn't quite fall for Solano, but we've got a game on.
Can Aston Villa maintain this momentum for the final quarter of an hour? Shots on target, 1 for the home side, and it brought a picture goal from Juan Pablo Angel. Worthy of their opponents. Barry. Hitzelsberger.
Well, of course, the goal against Arsenal just given away, that really has been symptomatic of their play, in that they can have all the possession, they can look very good going forward, but anytime actually someone does really attack them, they actually can concede as well.
Luke Moore almost fell invitingly for the young Villa striker there. Now Pires. Reyes calling for it ahead of Robert Pires, put out by Melberg, who was impeded by Reyes. Not in agreement, the Spaniard. Suddenly, all the Aston Villa passers are finding their mark. Solano. Pires. Expensive pass from Vieira, never likely to find Laurent. Another goal now for Aston Villa, and life is interesting. Forward by Hitzelsberger. Solano, suddenly the space is opening up for Villa. Senderos, neatly done for Ljungberg. Pires. Scored again, ball completed quickly, Pires. Scope. Nicole, slip there, Arsenal are in behind. All the time in the world for Cole, and Ljungberg. Not an easy chance, he was stretching somewhat. Space that Ashley Cole was afforded here.
And again, poor defending, but good work from Arsenal on the left-hand side. Ashley Cole trying to find a free runner, couldn't quite find one. Instead, Ljungberg at far post. You're right, it wasn't an easy chance, he was stretching all the time.
Was looking quite heavy before a ball was kicked here today, and it's held the heavy rain we've had throughout reasonably well. Ball forward, looks for Angel! Offside flag was against him. Phil Sharp, the assistant referee on that far side, flag up quickly. Pires. This is Antonio Reyes. Garrison, who cuts off the space forward. Now Barry. Moore coming through and getting it. School time here for Aston Villa. 11 minutes plus stoppage time. De La Cruz, who linked up brilliantly with Solano for the Angel goal. Pires, nicely found by Reyes. Henry bursting into space here now. Thierry Henry breaks the challenge, looking to be unselfish. Robert Pires put it in. He looked offside and was.
Well, you're right, he's trying to be unselfish, but maybe he should have just gone on his own. Thought he was going to slip him inside Ridgewell. Instead, it's come out wide. Gets the ricochet now. Forward pass, and he's half a yard in front of the defender. He is offside. And they don't score the fourth, but certainly Aston Villa have shown a lot more desire in the second half, but also you have to say Arsenal has switched off as well, haven't they? Just for a 10-15 minute period. They thought the game was won, and let's be honest, I think we all thought that as well. But Villa have come back, they scored their goal, and at least we've got at least a proper last 10 minutes of a game rather than letting it meander to the end.
Yes, we're all thankful for that. Solano with under 10 minutes left now at Villa Park, looking to put some genuine quality on the free kick. Melberg, Ridgewell, the two centre-backs are in the mix there. Not enough height on it from the Peruvian. Stephen Davis. Tracking back there was Reyes. It's going to fall here for Davis again. And Villa get a throw. De La Cruz. It's fallen here for Solano. Away by Senderos with a little bit of difficulty. This is Ljungberg. Aston Villa bench frustrated that Hitzelsberger has been penalised here. Arsenal are getting ready to make another substitution. Reyes is about to be replaced. Just made sure he kept the arms out the way there, Seagan.
Well, just about. Hard to tell from that angle, but certainly the crowd were asking for penalty.
Standing Cesc Fabregas, one Spaniard for another. So a little bit of extra insurance now in midfield from Wenger.
Yes, that's right. 9 minutes to go. Of course, 2-goal lead. Take up a wide man and beef up that midfield.
Hopes for the miracle. Angel's goal has narrowed the Arsenal advantage, and they seek to narrow it still further. Melberg. Angel. This is Vieira. Plenty of Aston Villa possession, and they fashion another goal opportunity or two. Melberg. Seagan is leaning down on Angel, spotted by referee Steve Bennett. Seagan looked perplexed by the decision. A good position now for Aston Villa. Hitzelsberger to test Lehmann here. We all know about the hammer, as it's called, the left foot of the German Thomas Hitzelsberger. Looks as though he's going to chip it in, though. Oh, he went for goal! Oh, he had Lehmann scrambling a little. just carried too much height.
It certainly was a good effort in the end, but he actually wanted Solano to roll it to the side of the wall. Instead, he's had to run round the free kick. But still, what a good effort it was. Can't blame him scampering across. You see why they want him to shoot. Mind you, they want him to shoot from 50 yards as well. He's got a wonderful strike on him.
I have to say, I felt somewhat sorry for Arsenal. They received plenty of adverse publicity. Of course, the press here in England were quick to pounce upon their faltering title challenge, their second league defeat to Manchester United. And many people very quickly forgot how well they played in the first half of that match and how well they have played in the first half of this, which has given them the bedrock of surely still 3 points here. And credit to Villa for not letting their heads go down and making most of it in the second half. Here's Perez. Space for Vieira. Nicely taken on the chest by Cole, who has to struggle to try and deal with that. We're into the last 5 minutes. Perez still not made up his row with Raymond Domenech, the French national team coach. He's left him out of the squad again. Milan's Vikash Dorosu has been preferred for the game in midweek against Sweden. Lead there by Angel. Aston Villa working off the second ball now, distinctly second best throughout the first half in that department. And Gareth Barry with a good interception. Ball clipped in here, and there's no flag. Besson. Vital block there by Segan. Corner only, it was Davis rather than Besson who sprung into space.
It's a wonderful ball from Gareth Barry, and he's not offside. Couldn't quite pick out the pass. And it's Villa on the front foot.
Hitzelsberger's corner. Slightly gathered by Jens Lehmann.
And here we see it again. Under pressure, the German goalkeeper. Nice and strong and safe.
First time Patrick Vieira has been left in a heap. Salzburger offered the hand of apology to the Arsenal skipper, who will need some treatment here.
You see it again. Hitzelsberger right through the back of him. And Vieira must have got through a lot of work tonight as well, hasn't he? And with a heavy pitch. With some tired limbs out there as well, so no doubt he'll take his time getting back to his feet.
Arsene Wenger would have just winced there as he saw that poor challenge, which really I think was deserving of a yellow card for Hitzelsberger. And Arsenal manager, knowing that the Bayern Munich games are not too far away, can't afford to be without his captain. Gary Lewin, the Arsenal physio, looking rather worried there as he leads Vieira off. Arsenal have already used their 3 permitted substitutes, so they need to try and catch up Vieira for the remaining minutes. Ball forward, oh, and Henry! Look at the space! And Sorensen has to make a sprawling save. Well, the 2 Villa centre-backs switched off horribly there. And another opportunity for Thierry Henry. He's quite happy to eat up a few more seconds until he's robbed by Gareth Barry. Quick recovery from Vieira. Lazarus-style proportions.
I think the Villa fans are, we know what they think about that as well.
Pearson. Clip forward looking for Freddie Ljungberg. De La Cruz has missed it. Here's a chance now. Perez! Deflected onto the post and behind.
Well, it could have been yet another Arsenal goal, and it's a quick break again. They really do get runners forward. It's Ljungberg actually bounces over. Ljungberg and De La Cruz. Perez keeps on going. I actually think it's a last-ditch challenge from Mellberg. He does get an excellent touch that just takes it onto the post and out.
Had he not got the touch, it might well have rolled in for Arsenal's fourth via Robert Perez. Arsenal beat Aston Villa by this very scoreline when the sides met at Highbury in October. Came from a goal behind when Lee Hendry scored early on. And that was the last of Arsene Wenger and Arsenal's 49-game unbeaten league run. The next league game was that infamous match at Old Trafford in October. They won only 1 of 5 league games after that. But it's a much quicker recovery from their second loss to Manchester United this time round. They looked the part, particularly in the first half. Almost human nature when you had so much control on the match, Tony, to take your foot off the gas, and that they certainly did.
No, that's right. I think that's certainly for 10 minutes. They really did switch off. So they won't please Arsene Wenger. So I did think at that stage they did step up a gear. Another goal that really would have been the end, but fair play to Villa. They kept coming back, got back into the game, but since Villa have scored,